Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Recently, version 2.0 went live on the public test version of Squad, with a whole host of new goodies to play with. I won't be covering all of the changes in this video, but I did want to showcase some of the new additions to the game in terms of weapons and vehicles. We'll cover weapons first, then move on to vehicles that have been added to the game. Before I get started, just a quick reminder that I stream Squad almost every day at the moment on Twitch, so if you want to stop in and ask me some questions or just see some more regular Squad content, you can head over to my Twitch and drop me a follow there. Right, with that out of the way, let's start by looking at the new additions to the British weaponry. The British forces now have an upgrade to their scopes, replacing the ACOG sight entirely. They've now been given the Elcan LDS scope instead, which you can see in use now. The SUSAT is still in play for a lot of kits of the British forces, but you can find the LDS attached to Medic, Rifleman, Grenadier, and Light Anti-Tank classes. The Squad Leader kit, of course, gets this option as well. The biggest addition to the grunts of the British forces, however, is the addition of a new heavy anti-tank launcher, the NLAW. This is the first fire and forget launcher Squad has added, featuring a lock-on system for guided missile use and zero need for ranging at any distance. This will be absolutely devastating and incredibly fun to use. The British aren't the only ones getting changes to their anti-tank classes, however, with the Russian ground forces also getting a new launcher for one of their two heavy AT classes. One of these kits now uses the RPG-28, firing a massive 125mm Tandem heat warhead. I mean, just listen to it. Bear in mind that only one of the two hat kits will have this launcher. Lastly, the Insurgents are seeing a couple of changes to their kits, with the famous Mosin Nagant now available in 3 variants. Essentially, you'll see the Mosin Carbine and full-length Mosin with iron sights, as well as a full-length Mosin with a scope. The Marksman kit remains the same, but there's now one more Marksman class equipped with a scoped Mosin, and a Sniper class equipped with the same. This should make for some really cool ambush techniques when playing Insurgents, and perhaps a bit more of a level playing field when fighting at range with more equipped factions. In terms of weaponry, the Insurgents have one more new toy, and that's the RPD. It sounds incredible and is surprisingly controllable in bursts, even when not deployed with a bipod, but does come with only iron sights, with no optic available. So that's everything with the new weapons. Now we get into vehicles. The Insurgents now have new technicals, which are intended to look more modern. Now there are 9 different variants of these techies. Yes, you heard that right, 9 different variants. These are the Dishka, the M2, the BMP-1, Mortar, UB-32, ZU-23, SPG-9, Logi, and Transport. By far the most interesting is the BMP-1 technical, which, well, they've just strapped the turret of a BMP-1 onto a Toyota. I mean, look at it, it's absolute madness. The British forces are also seeing their own host of new vehicles being added, started with the LPP-V armoured Jeep, otherwise known as the Foxhound. There are 2 variants, one with a remote-operated turret and the other with 2 open-topped gunner seats, one for each side of the vehicle. This vehicle is intended to be the British Forces version of the MAT-V and the Tiger. Next up, we have the FV107 Recon vehicle, or the Scimitar, which is a whole new class of vehicle entirely to Squad. This serves as a fast, lightly armoured vehicle that operates on tracks and fires an unstabilised 30mm cannon, much like the Warrior. It has heavier armour than the likes of the BRDM, and of course, more firepower to go with it. Saving the best till last comes the FV520UA CTAS, the latest and cutting-edge British IFV. This absolute monster fires 40mm rounds at an incredibly high rate of fire, but sacrifices that power for low ammo counts. It comes equipped with 70 rounds of armor piercing and only 30 high explosive rounds. All the same, this thing kills a BMP in seconds. Now it's worth noting here that this is all subject to change and will most likely get a nerf before it hits the Sable branch of Squad, but all the same, incredibly exciting stuff. Oh, and before I forget, it has stabilization. The British finally got an IFV with stabilization. For all of the chopper pilots out there, you can expect a new helicopter for the British as well, the SA-330. Now, I must admit I don't go near choppers in Squad myself, but the devs note that it has similar capabilities of the UH-60M. So that's everything for the new content coming to Squad in V2. You can test all of this on the public test version of the game, which you can find in the Steam library. Once again, all of this is subject to change before it hits full release. If you found this video helpful, remember to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more Squad content. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.